There we go. You'll get our, I gave you the monkey for a minute here. You'll get our faces up in just a second. Yeah, I decided to title this portion of the stream After Hours. Yeah, Mr. Square, I'm really heavy into gaming terrain, miniatures. I've been into miniatures going all the way back to the 80s. I'm a avid miniature painter, airbrushing, all sorts of things like that, and um, a lot of the focus of some of the streams that I'm going to be doing is going to be, directed towards things like printing for high detail, airbrushing, painting, stuff like that, as well as, shameless plugging, some of the work that I'm doing. That's kind of the nature of the beast there. Alrighty, and I'm back. There it is. Okay. Yeah, you may be, if you're into any of that stuff, you may be familiar with printable scenery, Dragonlock, Duncan Luca, or Duncan Shadow Luca, Megs, a lot of the Victus miniatures. There's, just tons of them now. I support all of those Kickstarters. I support all those artists whenever I get a chance to. I've got more models now, more STL models than I'm ever going to be able to print, if that's any indicator. Yeah, I've known Duncan Luca for a long time. I kind of, I won't say I got him started, but I was there when he was just starting out and everything, and I plugged him heavily early on. I'm glad he's, getting the success that he's getting. And Megs, um, I hope I'm saying his name right. It's Megs Empanado. He does some awesome modeling work, and I'm gonna try to get him on as a guest on the stream. Um, this guy, he's in the Philippines, and he can't be very old, but his stuff is just amazing. Sounds like Taz is rowdying up a little bit. Oh, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I can't guarantee it, but my hope is, any support or any exposure that we can do for some of the other artists that are out there. Who knows, they might, repay the favor by kind of offering some kind of deals or discounts or giveaways or, something like that. I'm not going to push them into it if they're not interested in doing anything like that, because that's kind of not the focus of what I'm going after with this. But if I know some of these guys the way they are, it wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't end up doing stuff like that. Hey, welcome back, Daz.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm still fighting with this model, and I cannot, for the life of me, get it. The way this guy made it, it just does weird stuff.
What model was that again?
He makes airport miniatures, and he's got me printing out his walls for his buildings to make his miniatures, and they're just not turning out for whatever reason. I don't know what the problem is.
After things slow down a little bit, after we're done with the I figured after we do the classic stream, if we have to in the future take a break, so that the stream size remains small, and then we decide to fire back up, we're going to call it the after hours.
Yeah, I see that.
So,
what was it back in the day? I'm trying to think. It was Up All Night.
yeah, remember those commercials?
Yeah.
All night. Giving age away a little bit.
Oh.
Hey,
Elvira is still hot at her age. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I just watched a recent video interview that she did just not too long ago, and some people age properly. I guess that's a good way to say it.
She aged well, and not to mention how extremely intelligent she is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That to me, in and of itself, is hot. I don't know why. I don't like the dumbness.
Some people, whatever they do what they feel they have to make money, and in her particular case, for gig work. Back when I was younger, there was a TV personality, and this was during the time of regular television. No cable, no nothing.
Right.
There was a guy in the Metro Detroit area called the Ghoul. And this guy was literally a dude that was running this television show. It was kind of like your Saturday afternoon horror show.
Yeah, we had a similar guy, Bengali.
Yep. Like that. Okay, except this guy was a 1960s, 1970s. Yep, creature feature. This guy was a Woodstock cast off. This guy, he was high off of his, just, hey, Bullis. He was high, and his whole show was about blowing shit up with firecrackers. You can look him up actually on the internet. It's the Ghoul, and he was a stoner dude that landed a television slot, and all of his props, all of his studio scenery and everything like that was literally made from stolen shit out of the neighborhood.
That's awesome. Sorry, I let the dog out.
Oh, thanks,
She was
Bullos.
mad at me I didn't share my cheese.
Yeah, thanks, Bullos. That's the other, well, the two sites that I linked. In addition, a lot of everybody in this crowd knows me for things like the Nexus and stuff like that, and that's only a portion of what I do. The real passionate stuff that I get into and everything is the Historic Origin Studios. I've been doing that as both a business and, if you want to call it, as an artist now for 30 plus years. The 3D side of it, the Historic Origin Studios 3D, I started after 2010. when we started to get actual access to 3D printing and things like that. And even before resin printing became mainstream, my father introduced me to resin printing back in the 90s. So I have been waiting for all this time for resin printing to become accessible to the general public. Yeah, Bolos, that's another one of my gigs too. That's one of my primary focuses, actually. And grab something real quick since we're doing kind of like a happy show and tell. I'll probably give Taz something to spend more money on too. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Yes, you're finding new and interesting ways for me to blow my cash that I don't have.
I don't really know how well this stuff will show up on the cam right now, but um, that's bronze work.
Oh, that's nice. Really cool. I like that stuff.
Yeah. Now that's Celtic type stuff right here.
Yep. That it is.
And I've got, everything from Thor's hammers to whatever that I do.
And my daughter got me one of those from doing her classes. So she did me one of these.
Oh yeah. Well, after one house screwed me, that kind of set me behind on the new location where I'm at right now for all of my foundry work and everything. I've got so much jewelry and stuff like that that I got to put back into production. Celtic or the stimulus is gone, Taz.
I don't think I'm getting a stimulus the way it's going, I tell you. My last name puts me out of it for a while, I think. I'm at the end of the alphabet, so I think that's where they're going with it. And then I think because I think last year we didn't get anything back, they're sending out paper checks to people who didn't have direct deposit last year, is what they're saying. I don't know. Oh, hold on, dog's calling.
Yeah, the little bit that I've paid attention to what's going on with the stimulus stuff is my current take on it is it's a clusterfuck right now. I feel bad for all the people out there that are really hurting and really need it. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to not have to worry so much about that. But I mean, even for as good as I'm set up and everything like that, I can't go forever if the economy is shut down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, fortunately I had other things in place well before that, but I'm used to being broke. It's okay. I got injured and things didn't go to plan. My savings got wore out really fast. And then having to supplement whatever they're not paying is a whole other fun adventure.
I know it's not very patriotic or anything, Corn, but I can't guarantee how I'd spend anything I get right now because I gotta face it, there's some stuff that um, uh, there's some stuff that that what Bullis just said kind of made me laugh a little bit. Yeah, I've actually I used to have hair down to my ass, and over the last 2 years, I've pretty much traded it. Instead of it going down to my ass, it's all on my ass.
Well, I had to wear it high and tight my entire after high school career, so I figured if they weren't taking care of me, I was going to grow it out until they took care of me. And you see where I'm at now, right?
Yeah, we just had a back in January, the band High Lung came to town, and I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that band or not. It's spelled Heilung. They're a um, Danish. It's kind of hard to put an exact
Oh,
genre
they're
onto
cool,
them.
boys. Look in the Discord. That's really neat. I like that.
Oh,
It's like
oh wow.
steampunk meets.
Oh, that's the other thing right now. Did you make that?
That is cool.
Oh, let me put that in the just showing off. There we go. Now, that was the thing that I hesitated to say. Wow, Bullis,
That's
me and
excellent work.
me and you are going to be good friends because I've got a whole line of stuff that is directed towards steampunk stuff too. I hesitated to mention that during this stream because that's like a whole
A
nother.
lot of people don't get it.
Yeah, that's
See,
a.
we do it. We used to run with the vaping events. We ran VaporCon, and then we ran Vape Bash, and we did like costume contests. So we did a steampunk, and I had like half people knew what it was, and half the other people had no clue. So it didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go. Because I figured vaping and steampunk, you know, I guess a lot of people didn't get it. I guess I was smarter than I thought.
Oh, even better, dude. Well,
Cool.
now that you brought steampunk up and everything like that, um, what I did for an actual living for about 20 years was I managed for a company, the part of the company that people should or probably will consider most recognizable is Tandy Leather. They're owned now by a company called the Leather Factory, and that's all leather tooling, um, the anything having to do with leather work, the leather carving. Again, artsy, cool stuff. Um, I
Leather Teddy. I'll start.
I managed. I was upper level management for them for close to 20 years, and at one point in time, yeah. Okay, so you know who Tandy Leather is. They're nothing like what they used to be, though. But that's a whole nother complaint right there. Anyways, I got into steampunk a long time ago, back when it was kind of early or in its infancy, and because of the mediums that I work with, I mean, I work with everything from metal casting to wood to metal to all this stuff. When I started seeing through 2012, 2013 on up, the people that were starting to get into it and doing the different types of costuming gear and things like that. My pet peeve with a lot of that stuff involves the fact that I can't unsee when people use Ace Hardware pneumatic fittings and things like that on something that's supposed to be Victorian era. It drives me bonkers. So because I cast, because I do 3D model design and things like that, I've got a whole range of stuff that is going to be cast both in resin as well as bronze, actual brass and bronze hardware for people to basically put all over their costuming, all the accoutrements, all these specialized Victorian gears and things like that. Instead of just we have the general populace has all of the regular clock gears to work with, and a lot of them are
Basic.
they're new. Well, they're new era. They're you can tell they're clock gears. Well, if you look at old Victorian contraptions and devices and things like that, the gears had a lot of Victorian swirls and things like that to the different types
Yeah,
of gears.
embellishments, right?
Yes. Well, I've been working on stuff that incorporates all of that Victorian era, and I don't want to say Art Nouveau, even though a lot of that stuff kind of has like a Art Nouveau flavor to it, or a Tiffany flavor to it. But yeah, I'm kind of putting both of them together, and I'm only one guy, but the 3 years that I put into working with Wanhao, I got away from doing all this stuff, and these were all larger projects that I had ready to go. Now that I'm actually settled where I'm at, I'm not bound to basically sitting behind a desk and building 3D printers and things like that. I'm losing my chair's losing its air, man. Whoa! You guys remember Beetlejuice when he's sitting in the couch next to the native dude, and he takes the guy's number. And the guy sprinkles the
Yeah, it shrinks his head.
shrinks his head down. That's almost what I started doing here. But yeah, Bullet, if you're into steampunk, man, you're gonna like some of the stuff I'm gonna be coming up with before too long. Just got to try to find all the time to do it.
Right. I like this stuff, but people around here don't get it, so it's kind of weird.
Have you guys seen the video, Key and Peele? If you look it up, Key and Peele does a steampunk video. It's hilarious as hell. And if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil any of it. Just go to YouTube and search for Key and Peele, Key and Peele. I think it's Peele. I think.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Oh man, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That movie, the Nautilus.
Yeah.
How the Nautilus was done up and everything like that. The car. Oh yeah.
That was awesome. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I did the giant boots, I did the kilt. Then I had I did kind of a Western theme to it too, so I kind of played with it.
Bullis, I seen somebody did a 3D model of that car, and I can't remember. I maybe CG Trader. I'll jot that down actually. I'll see if I can find it because I've seen somebody did do a model of it.
Because they did a lot of good detail in that movie. I was surprised. Whoever did the props and stuff put a lot of effort in it.
Yeah, let me write that down. I'll be right back here.
Jeez, at this point in the game, you don't have a pen by you? Come on.
Nope, I do not purposely. Nope, the only writing instruments that I have in my studio section here are my drawing pens for my tablet, my computer, no, for my 3D modeling tablet. And the reason why is when I'm whipping back and forth and I'm grabbing my modeling pen to work on my tablet, I've already destroyed a uh, expensive 3D tablet, modeling tablet with a regular pen. So
I have a pen at all times in my Stormtrooper.
yeah, regular pens do not go in this part of my office ever. If you've ever priced 3D modeling or 3D tablets,
I have a tablet, and I have the pen for it. I'd like to be able to draw on, not use the separate tablet. I can't afford the expensive one. I have the.
well,
I have here.
I was
No,
dumb.
I pulled it. I got mad at it because I didn't like using it.
I was dumb and overpaid for a couple of the tablets that I use.
Okay.
And to destroy one and not have any recourse at the time was, yeah, it was, nope. Yeah. I won't even let a Sharpie in this room, dude.
But yeah, I like things with gears. I'll be honest. This is one of my plugs that rotates.
You're back.
I do like that stuff. Yeah, them obscure models are tough to get your hands on unless you know the right connection for those things. Sometimes you can't ever find one, or you're going to pay way too much money. Because I'll watch stuff like Adam Savage doing the stuff on Tested, because he's very unique with some of the stuff that he does. And he comes across stuff, and it's like, dude, you have to be in the industry to get anywhere near that stuff or be able to even afford it. Oh, that's a good drawing. I like that. Very cool. I can't pull it up for you, Bullos. I'm sure when he comes back, he'll pull it up. But that's very cool. If you're on Discord, you can check out his artwork. That's very good. Better than I can draw. I don't draw that well. I can get by. And I have very eclectic tastes. I guess you'd put it that way. Oh. There's was his printed lid he did, pulling it off. Yeah, that'll need something to occupy your time when you're laid up for 6 months. Wow.
Yeah, that website that I just posted, that's my brother from another mother uh, site, just to give you an idea of some of the other influences that we have and we work. He's got a lot of steampunk architectural panels and things like that.
Cool. Yeah, I can see you sucking me down the hole of spending all my money. I need to get a bigger house.
Now the wife laughs at me all the time because I'm basically in a treehouse for adults.
Right.
This building that I'm in, it's a historical building for one, and I have the whole upper floor, the whole second floor to it, which You know, it's close to, 10,000 square feet.
Wow. I wish. I really do. I'm afraid to even dig into my storage because I can't get into my garage, and I actually have like a storage locker, like a full size one that's to the brim. So I need somewhere to sort through it all because I can't throw it out. Between my Star Wars collecting, my squad car collection, my patch collection, I have quite a few items.
Oh, Bullis, you were in the hospital for 6 months? What, you don't mind me asking, what, wasn't anything serious, I hope.
Half a year is going to be serious.
You know, the whole idea of hospitals right now and everything scares the hell out of me.
Right. My wife and daughters work at the hospital.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, I was going to say that I can just imagine the.
And the funny thing is it's the hospital I started working at out of high school too. I started doing security there out of high school. So everybody knows, my last name. So I have to hear about it all the time. Everybody still knows you. I'm like, I guess I was impressionable. They still don't hate me, right? That's all that matters.
Oh, there you go. I just popped over to. I got to turn Discord notifications on. Bolo sent that one up there. That's another thing, anime. Thanks to my
Yeah,
wife.
right.
My wife got me hooked on everything from Naruto. I mean, I'm not really deep into that rabbit hole, but close enough.
Yeah, I think it's impressive. I mean, I'm impressed.
Well, Boris, I'm glad you're here. Nobody likes having to deal with anything like that, so hope everything worked out good and continues to work out good in that respect.
Oh, I tell everybody I'm the bionic man because I have a $64,000 implant so I can walk. I'm a $64,000 man. That's as much as they would spend on me.
I've been pretty lucky, knock on wood. I've managed to stay out of places like that for a majority of my life.
I didn't get Sergeant Taz because I was a calm guy, right?
Right, right.
And sometimes being aggressive doesn't always work out for you. Well, I just had it replaced, thankfully, because it actually broke. The battery died on it, so then I wouldn't feel my leg, which then I had to walk around with a cane, and I'm not a happy camper when I'm walking around with a cane. I'm stubborn. If you hadn't noticed. I've learned I don't rush into too much anymore nowadays. I learned that lesson. At least you didn't make the jokes about implants. I gotten those before too. Gee, what kind of implant did you get? Like one that helps me walk?
Well,
You're not funny.
I wasn't gonna say anything like, one of those little squeaky toy, little squeaky toys for pumping up the rod of resurrection.
Right? I get that all the
Squeak,
time. It's
squeak,
like,
squeak,
no,
squeak.
my remote isn't for that. Sorry. But yeah, if you can't, I'm sorry you can't walk. Trust me, I do it out of stubbornness because even if I can't, I still did it. They advised me not to, and I was like, nope. Because man, they don't design nothing, at least around the city, that's accessible. I don't think. I don't know how some people get around it. It's horrible. They're all someone have a conversation and no one else is hearing it. Okay, thanks. I know you can hear me, but they can't, so they think I'm talking to myself. He's talking with me. He's muted for you guys. So he makes me look like a nut job. Spam? Oh, okay. Yeah, Bullis, I had a buddy that had crutches and then he had um, things for his legs, the braces. And man, it was hard to get him around. No, he knows his mic's off. He's actually taking care of something right now. He just didn't tell us. It's okay. But yeah, I had a buddy I used to help cart around, and he had the braces and the crutches, and I felt bad for him. I never want to be like that, but and he was stubborn too. He wouldn't go into a wheelchair. What the hell? Uh, Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yep. I'll put you on coffee. Yeah, prior to the stream today, I had a video ad to produce for the stream, as well as a couple other smaller projects. And uh, the software that I use for doing all of that and have been using for the last couple of years decided to take a shit on me. And rather than screwing around with it for too long, I just went ahead and got a hold of some new software and learned it like in an hour or two, to the point where I could consider myself competent with it, and then hurried up and cranked out the advertisement for the stream and the other smaller things, and um, been on the phone for half of the day too, so my throat's almost gone. We had a last night. We did a close to about a 3.5 hour, well, 3-ish hours for the publicized portion of the stream, and then myself and the other people that were involved with it. Oh yeah, Techno Viking.
All right, I sorted that out. I don't know what it was, but something irritated her.
Oh yeah, the gummy brown filament from the other night came out like that. Not too shabby.
No, not bad.
I think it's weird. This kind of has a feel and look to it like it's chocolate.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a Hershey bar.
In real life, this looks like a piece of chocolate, and now the whole box
I,
actually does.
Now you're getting hangry, looking for chocolate.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of it and shoot it over to the wife and say, "Honey, I'm printing in chocolate now."
But yeah, now I have to walk around with this guy all the time. You think they can make it smaller this day and age? Like, can you make an app for my phone?
Wow. Now that's like a TENS unit, right?
Yeah, it's a spinal cord stimulator. I got permanent nerve damage on my entire left side, all the
Yeah,
way up into my neck.
yeah. I remember. I was just wondering if that was kind of likened to likened to like a TENS or a.
Well, yeah, because that's what was keeping me afloat. But the only problem is the pad starts slipping after a while, and then it hits the other nerves that actually work. Yeah, they have a couple. It's actually newer. I did one of the first ones they ever put in somebody back in the day because it was either that or a pain pump, and a pain pump would have took me out permanently. So I got it so I could go back to work, and it was like in its infancy. So they only had so many settings, but now it's like I need a book, and I still got to go back because I got this just before we had all the shutdowns. So I have just basic programming, but it's enough. At least I don't have the constant excruciating pain I would have. So that's a bonus. But I still need to get it adjusted to make it easier so I can extend my walking. I finally made it around the block for the first time in probably what 4 years.
No, that's a plus.
Yeah, because you know, I could go short distances, but then I'd lose feeling and fall over. So it was bad. The first one time I was coming out to get the mail, and I fell off my. We got a deck that comes off my front of my house, and I lost my leg and fell over the railing, and I caught myself and tore up my arm, and they're all like, "What were you doing?" I'm like, "Just going to get mail." It doesn't sound as impressive as what happened to how I got here.
Yeah, last year, January, February, I developed what could be considered similar, or the way it was acting, a torn rotator cuff in my shoulder.
Oof.
Well, there's another condition, they call it frozen shoulder.
Okay.
It's like really super similar. Well, needless to say, I didn't have use of my shoulder from January until November. Literally, I couldn't raise my arm any higher than this, and I could not reach behind me. That freaked me out, and I was really worried. It's like, oh God, I'm gonna have to have surgery on this and everything. And finally, come December, it started easing up and going away, and it's been, knock on wood, it's been good ever since. And right now, if anything happened anyways, I wouldn't go to the hospital right now anyways.
Right.
I'll settle with a bum shoulder for a little while just so I don't have to see anybody. I appreciate everybody that is out there doing that job, but I'm just going to stay out of their way.
Right. Exactly.
I can wait. I don't have to go anywhere right now. Hey, Derek. If that's Derek, right? Pretty sure.
Forward 3D printing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm.
Pretty sure that's Derek.
Oh, hi, Derek.
Um, well, I
It's
don't.
real wood filament, so yeah, it
Oh,
works.
hey, Yordi. Better late than never. You're coming in at the ass end of this. Well, actually, we're on the after hours portion of the stream. The actual themed portion of it, we shut down about 45 minutes ago and shut the stream
Well,
down so it could save properly, and then fired back up for after hours chit chat. So,
but we still can answer questions if you have one. So you're not a total loss.
you're watching, yeah, you're watching on YouTube. And as I hope the chats. Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
coming over.
Okay. Yeah, earlier I was really afraid for the stream. About a half hour before the stream started, I got some notifications that Twitch Twitch was having some problems. Twitch is where it's at, anyways. I mean, I love Twitch. Um, if there's ever going to be any demonetization issues or anything like that, it's going to be through YouTube. I'm not going to hold my mouth or refrain from saying the word fuck. Just because I'm pissed off at something. If I'm,
you can't get advertising if you do that. Stop it.
Right now it doesn't matter. I mean, if they want to hit me for that, I'll say it 3 times in a row, like
No, I
Beetlejuice.
know. You're gonna turn into Beetle fuck?
Beetlejuice,
Beetle
Beetlejuice.
fuck.
Oh yeah, yeah. You already were. I don't know how familiar you are with Twitch, but we're just for the weekend. We're trying to get like up to 50 followers.
I'm trying to pad it so we get better features.
Yeah, there's a lot of nifty features through Twitch and everything like that.
It's
That I
not a
want
get
to.
rich quick scheme by any stretch of the imagination. It's just trying to make things work here better. That's all.
It's all about the suggestive emotes, man.
Because I gotta actually start working on my channel a bit more. I need to get some videos out.
Awesome, appreciate it, dude. Well, I had mentioned to you earlier. I want to get Luban in here. I'd like to try to get him to come in for a guest spot because I can have multiple guests showing up on video feed and everything like that, and he can um, plug his software. Yeah, there's a uh, there's a lot of people that in the artillery crowd, anyways, the primary audience right now, but some others that are into doing lithopanes. And if you guys aren't familiar with that software, it's the whip when it comes to that, and it does so much more. I
Is
can't.
it the online one that you use?
Yeah, I have used it very little just because I don't have time for it, but I've been kind of keeping up with what he's been doing with the software as far as all the new and additional features for it,
Right.
especially for splitting models and things like that. Um, he's got so much into that. Uh, yeah, it's awesome stuff.
Because I mean, I enjoy that stuff, and then I like the fact that they came up with a way of making it colorized, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah, you already if oh well shoot, that's right. I got hi Dilrain.
What's going on, Dilray?
Right now something well, a gray version of hang on.
I got a bunch of PPE stuff printing. Let's see. I can do my own little takeaway.
A
I'm
gray
not thrilling,
version.
but
This is wood 3D printed. It's a gray version of this box that I produce.
well, it doesn't need to be a long hangout. So
Oh yeah, we had. If you watch the stream from earlier, you'll see we were showing off a bunch of stuff that we were doing
yeah.
earlier. Um, like I said, we you guys are kind of coming in at the ass end of things when everybody's winding down, and my voice is almost gone. Earl's had a rough day. Software failures. Not having anything having to do with the 3D printers. The 3D printers are always running fine. Yeah, Yordi, if you guys can talk to him and kind of let him know ahead of time, I'll get in touch with him real soon. But like I said, man, it'd be great to have him on as a guest to plug his software and kind of show some stuff off. Yep, that's my artillery alarm. Hang on. That might be Tracy calling me. I'll be right back in a second, folks. Yeah, get them beasties following us through Twitch, especially YouTube. I don't give so much of a shit about. I mean, I'm not going to complain either, but it's Twitch that I want to get bumped up there. Awesome. You guys see my humor right there. Anyways, I'll be right back.
Sorry, answering a question from Discord about printing the PPE stuff. So, I had a guy asking me about layering this stuff, and it seems like it's more work to make multiples stacked on a plate than it does just to print those what you can fit on a plate and run with it. It doesn't seem to save any time. We've been doing those face shields. It's a different version from what has been all over the internet, but I don't see a viable way of stacking them where it saves you any time. It almost actually makes it harder because then you got to break them apart, and then you wind up breaking them half the time. So it's like, okay, might as well just print them standard and run with it and just have at it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, in fact, we got a whole network going here in Chicago, so we're getting all the hospitals, which is kind of nice. At least we could do something as an industry, and it surprisingly has brought some more people into 3D printing, which I think is cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, now all of a sudden people are looking at a 3D printer to facilitate helping out with this, and it's going to put them into other avenues of looking at printing other things, which I think is way beneficial for our industry and our groups.
Yeah, if you swung this way, I'm down in York, Pennsylvania, or just outside of York, actually.
Well, most people say they're from Chicago around here, and they're like in the north suburbs, like 8 miles away. I'm literally in Chicago on the south side, so I'm not one of those people that claim they're from Chicago.
Yeah, folks, I'm just a couple of minutes away from losing my voice here. I'm gonna have to get a hold of some, go out and get some cough drops or whatever. Hope something's open right now. I'm starting to get that.
And if you ever flew into O'Hare, you're not in Chicago. Just want to put that out there. That airport is not really in Chicago.
I ended up having to stop in. Yeah, the night Chicago died. Night Chicago died. Yeah. Now you're making me think of bands like ELO and
Yeah.
oh god, and the band
Or even
Chicago.
Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Driving down on LSD.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that was about drugs. It wasn't.
I had so much hope for Peter Cetera going out on his own. That's back in the 80s, man. Well,
Yeah, I just always laugh. People are like, "Oh, I've been to Chicago. I've been to O'Hare." It's like, no, if you've been to Midway, you've been in Chicago because that lands in the middle of like Chicago South Side, and it's scary, especially in winter because they have to drop that big jet down into this small area to land. And if that runway's icy, you might wind up in the city. I've come close twice.
well, Toronto rocks because it has Rush.
There you
So,
go.
yeah. I knew this was going to be a shitty year when Neil passed away. That was something that kind of freaked me out. But anyways, folks, I'd love to keep the stream going, but I'm going to have to bail. As far as the time, we've already put like close to 3 hours into what's going on, and I've been at it all day prepping for it. So I don't know. If there's a need for it, we may end up streaming tomorrow just for a shoot the shit evening or something like that. Just watch for it, check the channel. If I'm going to be streaming, I'll post it in the groups and everything too. That's kind of the standard operating procedure. Appreciate all you guys showing up. You get any opportunities, you got anybody else that you know can get them to like and follow, or just come hang out or whatever, that'd be most appreciated too. You guys got any ideas for topics or anything like that? I'm always open to suggestions. I've got a pretty good schedule set up already, but part of it's going to be built by what you people are requesting. So keep the
Throw it in
suggestions.
Discord, you know.
Yep.
Well, we can see it and get an idea. It'd be great.
Yeah, corn fed for me, maintenance. I've been running stuff pretty thin for about the last week now, and it's starting to all catch up with me. In the last week, I've probably talked more than I've talked in 6 months, because 9 times out of 10 I'm on the computer and I'm just typing in chat and stuff. I'm not used to using my voice this much, and I think it's starting to catch up with me. Or it's the corona, man. My throat is scratchy. They're pumping them
You
out.
actually have to go out to get it, bro. Just
Well,
saying.
no, man. The newest conspiracy theories are pumping it out in chemtrails. Didn't you see on my Facebook page?
Yeah, I saw it.
They're pumping the coronavirus out in chemtrails.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they're going to be putting it in Taco Bell mild packets.
Well, they ruined it for the beer. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Okay, folks. We
Have a
will.
great one, guys.
Yeah,
See ya.
yeah. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks again for showing up. Appreciate it.